How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sunday Night Heat right here on No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. This is the show where myself, Kyle Masters, talks about any WWE news and rumors throughout the week, and it's all going to be done right here on the show. Guys, you can follow me on Twitter at RealKyleMasters. You can also follow the podcast at No Holds Barred WP and my co-host at Corporate Cappy, who is not doing the show with me today. Guys, you can also follow the podcast on YouTube, Spreaker, iTunes, and Stitcher. YouTube is youtube.com/NHBWR. Be sure to go over there and hit that bell icon and subscribe for all upload updates. You can also listen to us on iTunes and Stitcher. Give us a 5-star rating, or if you listen to us on Spreaker, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Other than that, guys, I'm the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, the host of the Sunday Night Heat, and I wanted to get this out on YouTube Live, but for some reason every time I trying to get to my live streaming studio in YouTube, if you guys have ever done YouTube live streaming, you know what I'm talking about. It would just go to this Google page and saying the servers are unavailable, and it wouldn't let me do it. So I did it for 5 minutes, and then I don't know, it wouldn't let me do it. So I'm gonna do it on Spreaker, and then eventually I'll get this video version out to YouTube after it's done. I have to do a little bit of editing after that. So yeah, it sucks. I want to do YouTube Live, and I'm reading nothing of it. There's no one really even talking about it, so I don't know if it's just maybe me or if it's if there actually is a problem with YouTube. But I don't know. I can't seem to find out what's going on with YouTube Live. So whatever, I'm gonna do it on Spreaker, but video version will be released a little bit later today on YouTube after this. Just make sure I'm recording here. Yep, okay, I am recording. That would have sucked if I wasn't. I just did that whole intro, but guys, welcome to Sunday Night Heat. If you're new to the show, it's our weekly show. I usually do it on Sundays. That's why it's called the Sunday Night Heat. But I do it on Sundays, and then I talk about any WWE news and rumors that happen throughout the week. I try to pinpoint some stories. I don't want to read them all. There's so many. I follow so many news sources, and they all either say the same thing or there's different things they say, and I'm I really don't want to kind of cover that. I only want to cover certain topics that actually make sense and that would get us discussing about it. So if you want to discuss any of that after the show, after you've listened to it, tweet at us. You either tweet at me, Real Kyle Masters, or No Holds Barred WP, or even Corporate Cappy, and we love interacting with you guys on Twitter. So if you got any questions about any of the news, feel free to tweet us whenever you want, and hope you like the show. We got 9 articles today. Some interesting ones. Some I might be a little bit ranting about today, especially one article. If you guys know me and my love for a certain superstar, Monday Night Raw, I got some news about that. But we'll just get started right off the bat, guys, and the big thing, and it's come out of the weekend, and that is the news with JBL, and he's no longer part of the SmackDown Live commentary team. Whether that is a prayer from heaven or this is bad news for the SmackDown Live commentary, because we don't know what's going to come out of it, but putting JBL's, his history with, stuff in the company and backstage stuff aside, putting all that aside, JBL did do good on commentary. He wasn't cringe. I don't know why a lot of people think he was bad on commentary. What he did besides commentary was bad. I understand why people hate him for that, but his commentary was all right. I mean, I liked his plugs. I loved he played a good heel color commentator. So it's gonna take a huge loss out of the SmackDown Live commentary team, but we'll have to see who gets who replaces him. Hopefully, it's nothing worse. But I'll just get into the article about JBL. News broke out on Friday night that John Bradshaw Layfield would be stepping away from the SmackDown Live announce team. The news came as a surprise to many. JBL mentioned on Twitter that he would be leaving due to wanting to focus more on his work with at-risk kids and communities. He also says that he will still be involved with the WWE in some capacity. WWE released a statement on their website about JBL's leaving. They put, in a tweet posted Friday evening, JBL announced that he is stepping back from his weekly role as SmackDown Live's announcer to focus on his new role as a Beyond Sport Global Ambassador. The longest reigning WWE champion in SmackDown history will continue his more than 20-year relationship with the WWE by appearing on events such as WrestleMania and WWE Tribute to the Troops, which JBL inspired in 2003. So it looks like JBL's not gone for good, but it looks like he's going to be there. Those special events commentary, kind of like what JR does. So it looks like he'll be there for WrestleMania for sure, and Tribute to the Troops. I mean, I don't really watch Tribute to the Troops, but WrestleMania he'll be there. And it just says the rest of the article. WWE admires JBL's continued determination to make a difference in the lives of at-risk kids in Bermuda and around the world. So good for JBL for stepping back from WWE and going to do what he really wants to do. I mean, it's it is what it is. I mean, I can't really say much about it, but thanks for all your time, JBL. But I really hope they replace him. Now, this is the thing here: is I hope they do replace him with somebody good. Now, you think about it, and you think of the possibilities of who he can replace, and there's only one name that comes to mind. That's Ronaldo. But then you look at it from another way. Tom Phillips is their leading commentator on SmackDown. Do you think they're really going to make him step aside just for Ronaldo because JBL left? It's kind of almost like a shot, like a kick in the ass to Tom Phillips. I think it would definitely put him down if they ever did something like that. I don't know if Tom Phillips is even the best guy to be the JBL character. So I don't think Ronaldo's going to get called up. I think he's going to stay in NXT. I think he deserves to be in NXT, man. He makes NXT so much better than it already is. So I don't think he's going to be leaving NXT to come to SmackDown. I just pray to God it's not that god-awful Percy Watkins or whatever his freaking last name is, the guy from NXT. He's god-awful. I do not want to see him on SmackDown. I really hope they keep him away. The other person I can see is David Otunga probably filling that spot. I mean, I can't really think of anyone else that would be in that kind of role. Yeah, I can't. Nothing comes to mind right away. Unless they move Booker T over and they put Otunga back on Raw. I don't know. I can't tell. We'll see what happens, but I just hope they don't replace him with anyone worse. Anyone that can do a worse job than Jerry Lawler. You guys know how I feel about him. I mean, Jerry Lawler, putting everything aside again for him, it's just his jokes. His jokes are god-awful. His stupid joke get me every time. But that's the news around JBL. We'll see what happens, and good for him for doing what he wants to do and stepping away from the WWE. Next bit of news: this is where I said I'm going to be ranting a little bit, and I apologize, but it needs to be ranted on. The main event for Raw was announced this weekend. This week's episode of Raw will take place in Omaha, Nebraska. What a lively crowd that's going to be. God damn, man. We already know that we will be seeing an Intercontinental Championship match between Miz and Jeff Hardy. Now, after hearing this news, I would have loved for the Miz and Jeff Hardy to be the main event for Raw this week. Or something else with Roman Reigns and John Cena after their wild-ass segment. I would have loved for one of them to be the main event. But what we got this weekend for the announced main event, I'm going to boycott Raw. You know what? I'm announcing it right now. I'm boycotting Raw on Monday. I don't care what else happens on Raw. I'll watch the highlights tomorrow or the next day. I'm going to watch the Mae Young Classic. I'm going to binge watch round 2. I don't care what time it ends at, and if Raw's still on, I will not switch over. I do not want to watch Monday Night Raw after what they fucking announced this week. They have announced a cage match will be on Raw this week as the main event, and it will be they quoted it, a big one. Seriously. Kathy Kelly announced that Braun Strowman, right, will take on the Big Slow in a cage match. Are you fucking kidding me? The Big Show and Braun Strowman in a steel cage match. What the fuck? Why? Why in hell is this even a match? What does Big Show have to do with this feud? Why are Braun Strowman and Big Show fighting again? Are you kidding me? And this makes no sense as to the article I'm going to read later on about why Braun Strowman wasn't on Raw. So wait for that. But you're going to put Braun Strowman and Big Show in a steel cage. This is why I have trust issues. And this is why I don't understand why people accept shitty booking. Why? How? You can't sit here and tell me that this is a good booked match. Unfucking believable. Big Show and Braun Strowman in the same goddamn ring in a steel cage match. You already know what's going to fucking happen. One of them's going to go through the goddamn cage. Ooh. Oh, man, I didn't see that fucking coming. You broke the ring last time. Oh, you definitely weren't going to break anything this time. Fucking stupid. Such stupid, illogical booking. What is going on backstage, man? How are they sitting there and agreeing that this is a good match? You people out there that think this is going to be awesome, don't, because it's not. I'm pre-warning you. You have fucking King Kong Bundy lookalike going against Braun Strowman in probably the slowest steel cage match you'll ever see. Fucking terrible. Just god-awful. I don't even know if I want to talk about this more. Because I'm not going to watch Raw. I'm not fucking watching Raw this week. There's no way. With this the main event, there's no way I'm tuning into Raw. Absolutely not. Will not be live tweeting. I'll live tweet my reactions to round 2 of the Mae Young Classic. How about that? We're moving on. I'm sick and tired of this bullshit and stupid booking. WWE doesn't know what the hell they're doing. Let's move on. We got Samoa Joe injury update. Now, this would have helped the steel cage match. This probably wouldn't have happened if Samoa Joe was here. I guarantee it. Samoa Joe's injury update. News broke this week that Samoa Joe had suffered an injury over the weekend, last weekend. The injury had a big impact on Monday Night Raw this week as Joe was reportedly supposed to take on John Cena. So the rushed WrestleMania match between John Cena and Roman Reigns was only happening on No Mercy because Samoa Joe is injured. Yeah, I know, everybody. This didn't end up happening, and Joe didn't appear on Raw at all. So what the heck is going on? How bad is his injury? According to the report of Mike Johnson from the PW Insider, Samoa Joe was in Birmingham, Alabama this week to have his knee diagnosed and fixed. The current timeline for Joe's return to the ring is 4 to 6 weeks, according to the report. And according to this timeline, it looks like Joe will be missing the No Mercy pay-per-view. Well, no shit. That's good news. The good news about the injury is that it won't force him out for several months like sometimes we see with this type of knee injury. So, Samoa Joe looks like he got lucky a little bit. I'm happy that it's not going to be long-term. I'm happy he's going to get into it right back in after No Mercy, and we can stop with this laziness, sad for excuse booking we've been getting the last couple of weeks. Samoa Joe brings a huge factor to Monday Night Raw and probably the booking sense. So I can't wait for him to get back into the ring. And I hope he heals. With a guy like Samoa Joe, I would take the full 6 weeks. I wouldn't come back early. I know even if he feels better, I wouldn't risk it. Rehab it a little bit more. Rehab for those 2 extra weeks, and then have Samoa Joe come back. You don't want to risk getting another injury with this guy. He's a big player on Raw, so hopefully it all works out for him, and he comes back stronger than ever, and then we can get some more Samoa Joe on Monday Night Raw, and Monday Night Raw to be somewhat watchable again. Because it has been. It's been dumpster fire, like we always say. Always want to tune in. # next week. Anyways, next article. News on Seth Rollins' old finisher, the curb stomp. Now, after reading this, I'm like, of course. It is one of those things where you're like, yeah, of course it is. So let's get into it. Seth Rollins was recently a guest on the Sam Roberts I Drink Too Much WWE Kool-Aid Wrestling podcast. During the podcast, he spoke on a wide variety of topics, including the addition of Burn It Down to his entrance theme. Rollins revealed that it was Vince McMahon himself that decided to add that part to his theme, which I'm shocked. I thought that was one of Seth Rollins' things. Never would I have thought Vince McMahon. The article goes on and says, Rollins also revealed that it was Vince who decided that he couldn't use the curb stomp anymore as his finisher. Seth shares the backstory of how the move got banned in WWE and his feelings on it. So this is quoted by Seth Rollins. No more blonde. If you guys remember, he had a little bit of blonde in his hair. No more blonde and the curb stomp is gone, guys. It's not my fault. Trust me. It's not like I was saying, oh, yes, I want a new finisher. No, they snatched it from me. Wow. Just talk about taking the rug right underneath the guy. They took it from me. No, this is what happened, okay? After WrestleMania, I had won the WWE title, and I flew across the country to do the Today Show. For the Today Show, they put together a package of all Seth Rollins' awesome maneuvers. At the time, my finish was the curb stomp. He continued saying that Vince didn't want his world champion doing a move like the curb stomp. I'm sitting here going, after reading this, I'm going, are you fucking kidding me? So it's fucking true. He'll tell Seth Rollins, a guy that's basically one of your top, he's the top guy, as much as where he is in his role right now in the tag team division. He is one of the top guys in the company. You're telling me Vince McMahon went up to this guy and said, you can't have the curb stomp, but your main guy, or the guy you want to be the face of the fucking company, Roman Reigns, you went to him and said, okay, you can stay and have the drive-by, because, that's a perfect fucking role model for kids. To have this guy who's supposed to be a guy you look up to, the role model for kids, and you have him use a move like the drive-by. That makes fucking sense, Vince. You're just so logical, aren't you? Believable. Seth says that he hates the decision and thinks that it is silly. So this is a quote from, again, Seth Rollins. So Vince McMahon is sitting wherever Vince McMahon sits on Monday morning, and he's seeing me on a Today Show, and I look good in a suit, and I'm representing the company. I look good in a suit, and I'm wearing the title, and then he sees the package of me stomping another man's head into the ground, and it is being called the curb stomp on national television. And he thought to himself, well, that's not good representation of what I want to be my top guy to do. Are you fucking kidding me? How is he not doing that to fucking Roman when he does the drive-by? And Michael Cole's like, drive-by! How is that any different? You make no fucking sense, Vince McMahon. Absolutely no fucking sense. So he just had a meeting with some of his people, and they decided, well, we don't need it. We can figure out another finisher for you. And the rest is history. Yeah, let's try to figure out another finisher. Oh, Hunter, how about we give him your finisher? Yeah, the pedigree, that goes well with Seth Rollins. The fuck out of here, Vince McMahon. You don't know jack shit. You know absolutely jack shit. Anyways, it says, Seth Rollins goes on and says, I get it, I hate it, I think it's silly, but it is what it is, and it's not my company. I'm doing the best I can with it. I mean, that's the logical answer you can that's the only answer you can give Vince McMahon if he says something like that. I mean, what else? If you try to revolt against Vince McMahon, you get either shoved down to the jobber status, or you get, first, as soon as your contract's done, there, you're out the door, WWE release. Unbelievable, man. I knew in the back of my head it was probably true, but then when this article comes out, I'm like, it is true now. It's true. We see it. We know what's happening backstage more and more as the days go by. Vince McMahon, you delusional fuck. Get out of the WWE. Go home, relax, rest. You don't need to do anything. You can run the company from home, but stay out of fucking creative. Get your ass out of there. Let the people who know what they're doing, let them do their job. God. Anyways, let's move on. News on the WWE Weekly UK show. I've been wanting this for a while now, so we got some news on it. There have been talk for the past several months about the WWE United Kingdom Championship Tournament being turned into a weekly show. This was confirmed on the April 4th episode of 205 Live, where Tom Phillips said on the air that a weekly show involving UK guys was coming soon. Several months later, this still hasn't happened. So what is the deal? Here are the latest rumors. According to Dave Meltzer, the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, there are still plans for a weekly UK show, and it could happen before the end of 2017. The original plans for the show were to begin taping around June, but a few months later, it still hasn't happened. According to Meltzer, there are still things WWE needs to work out. There's still things WWE needs to work out. The UK Championship Tournament was apparently a big money loser for the WWE. How was that a money loser? Looks like plans haven't been completely scrapped for the show. We'll have to wait and see what happens over the next few months. I would love a UK WWE television show like 205 Live, and make sure it goes to either if you're going to do it at Full Sail or you're going to do it over there. Make sure it's better than 205 and better placement. Don't cut a little half hour out of Monday Night Raw and give it straight to the UK guys, because that's stupid. Make it on Wednesday, because you're not going to move 205 Live to Wednesdays. Make it either before and after NXT. That'd be prime slot, just like where I want 205 Live to go. But if you're not going to move 205 Live, put the UK show at least there. That would be an awesome show. I'd watch that religiously, man. You can see what UK wrestlers can do, and you see the talent they had in that tournament. What they did is incredible. I'd love to see a UK-based show. You got guys like Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne that can headline in. You've seen what they can do. They have the match of the year so far, NXT TakeOver Chicago. So why there's so all this time being wasted, I don't know. I have a feeling, again, it's going back to Vince and what he wants. I think they have the money for it. Vince doesn't want to put his stamp on it yet. I don't know why. It's like he hates good wrestling. I don't know. Anyways, let's move on here, ladies and gentlemen. Next article 2018 Hall of Fame rumors. We have a rumored inductee so far, and before I even say his name, no, I do not agree with it. I think this is way too goddamn early, and they should be waiting maybe 5, maybe 6 years down the line, because I don't think it's ready just yet. One of the best parts of WrestleMania weekend is always the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. The night is usually fun and full of great stories from the past. Last year, Hall of Fame class was headlined by Kurt Angle, which marked his official return to the WWE. So who will headline the class of 2018? And if this guy's a headliner, my God. Here are some rumors floating around the web for the 2018 Hall of Fame ceremony in New Orleans, which we are going to. The podcast will be there. According to Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, a name that has been discussed as a potential headliner for the 2018 Hall of Fame is Batista. Yes. Batista as a headliner. Not just in the Hall of Fame, a headliner. Right. Meltzer also says The Undertaker and The Rock will be headlined. Because Batista belongs in that fucking category. How can you sit there and be contemplating between Batista and The Undertaker or The Rock? Give me a fucking break. Unbelievable. How is he? He is nowhere close to those two. God. Meltzer also says The Undertaker and The Rock will be headliners whenever they want. The ball is in their courts. Well, God. We'll have to see. As for Batista, hard to deny that his career is worth a Hall of Fame. Yeah, but not a headliner. He's a 4-time world champion and 2-time WWE champion. He won the Royal Rumble match twice, 2005 and 2014. The 2014 one was god-awful, though. I don't even know if I can count that for him. He also was a member of Evolution alongside Ric Flair, Triple H, and Randy Orton, who are likely to be inducted one day as a faction. He found a ton of success outside of WWE over the past years. This includes the role of Drax, the Destroyer, in Marvel's The Guardians of the Galaxy. This could be a smart decision from a mainstream perspective as well. Maybe a smart decision for him to be in the class, but not the headliner. No way in hell does he deserve to be a headliner of a Hall of Fame. If you can sit there and tell me that he deserves to be a headliner of the Hall of Fame, you know absolutely jack shit about what it takes to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm just telling you that right now. Unbelievable. Really? Batista, out of The Rock and The Undertaker, you're sitting there and you think you're having a hard time. They have a hard time picking between those three. That's really hard to fucking believe. That's so hard to believe. But we'll see. You know what? I'll say Batista, sure, Hall of Fame. I still don't think it should be 2018. Even if he's not the headliner for this year, way too goddamn early. Way, way, way too early. This guy needs to be in the Hall of Fame, not as a headliner, Hall of Fame, maybe in the next 3 to 5 years, and then you can stick him in there somewhere. Just not now. Now I still feel it's too early. It almost feels like Batista was just here like a couple years ago, which he was, so I think it's still too early. Next article. Why Braun Strowman was not on Raw this week. Oh, yes. Some more great Raw booking decisions. I got some news for you about that. Braun Strowman will take on Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at the upcoming No Mercy pay-per-view on Raw this week. Fans didn't get to see any confrontation between the two monsters. Fans heard Brock speak, telling Strowman that he will be taking him to Suplex City, bitch. Many fans have been wondering where Strowman was and why he didn't come out to respond. According to Dave Meltzer on the Monday's Wrestling Observer Radio, the reason why Strowman wasn't on Raw this week was because WWE doesn't want anything physical right now between him and Lesnar. That's right. They don't want anything physical between the two. But you'll stick Braun Strowman in a steel cage match against The Big Show. That makes fucking perfect sense, Vince. Holy crap. I'm just going to applaud you right now. Great booking, guys. Good job. This is the stupidest thing ever. And then it goes on. Meltzer also says Strowman will be back on Raw next week, but Brock will not be. Okay, so Brock is not even on the show this week. So that steel cage match is going to end without Brock Lesnar coming out and doing anything to build their match for No Mercy, which is in 2 weeks. Are you fucking kidding me? So you have Brock Lesnar cut a promo last week to build their match with no Strowman interference because you don't want them to get physical. How do you build a feud with two giant guys with no physicality? That makes zero sense. Who is booking this crap? And then you're going to have Strowman and Big Show in a steel cage with no Brock Lesnar. Holy, and you wonder why I'm going to boycott Raw this week. In 2 weeks, Strowman and Lesnar will be on Raw together. Okay, so we're not going to get it for another 2 weeks. You guys are so awesome. You guys are so awesome. Thank you for making us wait until the week of No Mercy to put them on the same goddamn show. Thank you. Oh, I'm so grateful. This is stupid. So stupid. They've ruined this feud. A WrestleMania, with a pay-per-view full of WrestleMania type matches like this one, they just ruined it. They ruined it. They're not going to have them on the same show until the go-home show. Are you fucking kidding me? Why am I excited for this feud? They're not going to do anything together in 2 weeks where there should have been confrontation. We just should have been confrontation this week because of the steel cage, and there should have been confrontation last week because of the call out by Brock Lesnar and saying he's going to take him to Suplex City. That would have been a prime spot for Braun to come out and try to destroy Brock Lesnar. But no, because you don't want any physicality. Oh my God. I'm boycotting Raw. I don't care. I'm boycotting Raw this week. It's done. It's already set in stone. Now I'm going to move on here. Sasha Banks opens up about her title reigns. Interesting news here, guys. Listen to this. Sasha Banks was also interviewed by Sam Roberts' I Drink Too Much WWE Kool-Aid and Kim's Mrs. Ass Wrestling podcast. She spoke on a wide variety of topics about the WWE career. One of the most interesting topics was about her short title reigns that she's had. Yes, because, making Sasha Banks lose the title in 2 weeks after she wins it makes more sense than anything else. Right, Vince? That's right. Sasha has won the Raw Women's title several times in her career, but has never held it longer than a month. I still can't get that. It's so stupid. Her most recent title reign had just ended in over a week. She won the title from Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam, only to lose it back in 8 days. What is the point of this? What is the point of trying to build Sasha Banks? Obviously, she's like the face of the division, one of them at least. How can you even take her as a credible champion when she hasn't even been able to defend it yet? She's won it 4 times, and she hasn't defended it. And now with this article, and we're going to see how pissed she actually is, I don't blame her. They're fucking ruining her. They're focusing so much on Alexa Bliss that they're saying, fuck everyone else. They did the same thing with Charlotte. I don't understand. And this whole thing with the both divisions, and I was just talking about earlier today, I don't get why they only focus on certain things in a division. You're making you wonder why divisions slack, because you only focus on 2 people per division and you forget about everyone else. You look at the Raw's women's division. You're only focusing on Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss, and Nia Jax here and there. What about Emma? Why can't she go for the title? Why can't she be the one to try to dethrone Alexa Bliss or Sasha Banks? Why can't Mickie James finally get a title shot? She came back to the company after so many years and looks better than ever, but you're going to negate her out of any title shot? Come on. Unbelievable. You got Dana Brooke. As much as I hate Dana Brooke, you can stick her in there somewhere. I don't care. At least make the division less boring, because right now it's focused around the same 3 for the last 4 months. Then you look at SmackDown. SmackDown, they don't even have a logical WWE Women's Champion. Natty shouldn't be Women's Champion right now. She makes no sense as the Women's Champion. Naomi, she could have had better matches. There was a time where she wasn't even defending the title for 3 straight pay-per-views. They don't make any sense, these division. They're leaving where the hell's Becky Lynch? Why isn't Becky Lynch trying to dethrone Natty? Why? She's one of the top. She's one of the people that started the revolution. You're keeping her out of the title picture. And you're going to give it to Natty, which that makes sense, with her god-awful new fucking t-shirt that I won't ever buy if it came to 1 penny on the shop. It just makes no sense. Both divisions, they don't know anything on how to book a good division. It's sad that we out here book better than Monday Night Raw, and they get paid to do it. That is sad. Anyways, so Here's what Sasha had to say about her short title reigns. Note that this interview was conducted just prior to SummerSlam, and Sasha is now a 4-time champion, so she is still a 3-time champion when she is saying this. So you can see how pissed she was even before she just lost her title in 8 days. So this is what she had to say. I'll be honest about something. I'm a 3-time Raw Women's Champion, right? Which is awesome. Within a whole year, I was a 3-time Women's Champion, which that to me is a lot. Yeah, it's actually a lot. In 1 year, guys, Sasha Banks has been champion 3 times. 3 times! And they were her first 3. How does that make sense? How can you not just have someone build over a year or go 2 years without winning a title? Because then it makes more sense to me. Or you have like a year or 2 in between the title reigns. You don't have to rapid fire title reigns all the time just to get them as the greatest. Having someone as like Sasha Banks and Charlotte are now 4-time champions. That doesn't make them great WWE champions. And no way in hell does that make them great WWE champions. Absolutely not. I don't understand why they have to rapid fire everything and make Sasha Banks lose within like 2 weeks after she wins it. It makes 0 sense to me. How can I take her as a credible champion? She doesn't head on to the belt long enough. Anyway, she goes on saying, I'm a 3-time, 2-week holder of a championship. So that took away my confidence so much because I thought, I was like, okay, I lost it the first time, that's fine. Then I won it back, and then I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can show them that I can keep it longer than 2 weeks. I don't know what is happening with me, or they just want to keep on flopping. I don't know. You got it right, Sasha Banks. They love flip-flopping, and there was a news article I read the other day saying that Vince McMahon is in title flop mode. Apparently it happens more often than... like, when you see stuff like that where, like, Vince McMahon has a mode where he's in title flip, you think, like, why isn't anyone, like, stepping in and helping him get out of this business? Because he's ruining the product. By having these stupid modes, oh, I'm in flip-flopping mood this day, or, oh, I'm in push the jobbers that day, or I'm in, oh, fuck all the people that deserve talent this day. Or deserve all the talent that deserves TV time this day. Makes no sense. She also says the short title reigns make her question herself about the company's belief in her. And this is what she had to say, quote, maybe there's something wrong with me where they don't see me fit as a champion. No, Sasha, there's nothing wrong with you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. You have the perfect gimmick as a heel. Babyface is god-awful. You have the look. You have the presence to be a long-reigning WWE champion. It's just WWE. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Vince McMahon has no idea what he's talking about. It's not you, Sasha. You're fine, girl. Just keep doing you. She goes on and says, or legit, they wanted to have all these title changes and have people talk about it. It almost seems like that's what they want. They want people to chat about it because the title keeps flip-flopping. But they're chatting about how bad the product is, WWE. They're not chatting about the title reigns. They're chatting about how bad it is that you're taking the titles off people within 2 weeks of winning it. God, man. They're so illogical. She also says that she wants to show the company that she can be a champion for longer than a few weeks. She also wants to go down in history as the greatest women's champion of all time. Well, she's not going to do that when they keep flip-flopping the belt back and forth. And again, that's not her fault. As mentioned, the interview was conducted just before SummerSlam. Can't imagine how she is feeling right now after losing the title again. She's probably saying, fuck this, end of my contract. I'm going to New Japan. I'm going to go make myself great in another promotion because WWE is literally ruining her career with all these short title reigns. Honestly, she should have won her first belt at WrestleMania 32, and then she should have held on to that shit for like a whole year, and then at WrestleMania 33, her versus Bayley, and then Bayley dethroned her there. That would have been the perfect spot in the perfect moment in the perfect match. But no, we got to get more illogical booking in between because that makes more sense than what we actually think should happen. Right? God. I'm sorry, guys, for ranting so much. It's just the product right now has got me on rant mode. I'm in rant mode, Vince McMahon, as you're in title flop mode. We'll get into the last article here, and that is regarding the Undertaker and his return rumors. I just want to say this before I get into this article, and if you guys know me well, Undertaker is my favorite of all time. Number one out of anybody, he's my favorite of all time. At this point in his career, I'd love to see, because there's one match I've always wanted to see. It is John Cena versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania, and they still haven't done that yet. As for these rumors of him being almost at, or coming back for Survivor Series, I really don't want him to. Undertaker does not need to come back right now. He just had hip surgery. Didn't he say before that if he had hip surgery, like, he was done, he was not going to wrestle again? But now with this article, I'm like, oh my God, please. But, I think it's one of those things like Undertaker, he's one of those, like, I can't really say he's stubborn, but he's one of those guys where, like, he's always going to have that fire in him to wrestle, no matter what he says, no matter what he tells people, like maybe he's retired or whatnot. He's always going to have that fire in him to come back, and if he thinks he can go, he'll go. And that's fine. You have to give the respect to The Undertaker and what he's done for the company in all these years. So if he comes back, I really wish he waits till WrestleMania and he has that one-off with John Cena. Career versus career match, and that's how you book the main event for next year's WrestleMania. So let's get into the article. For the last couple of months, we've been talking about the directive given to the announcers to make sure that they've never definitely say The Undertaker is retired. The only person on WWE programming claiming that Undertaker is retired is Roman Reigns. During the John Cena Roman Reigns segment on Raw this week, Cena pointed out that he is not The Undertaker. He added, "I'm not a battered veteran at the end of his career with a bad hip." That was a scripted line, and most of what was said during that segment was approved by Vince McMahon, which I still think is complete bullshit, guys. Come on, you can't tell me Vince McMahon approved everything they said. I literally think it's just WWE covering their ass and saying, oh, yeah, Vince did approve it, even though they didn't. It's something they just throw out to the dirt sheets and the marks out there just so they would calm down and be like, oh, wow, Vince actually approved that. Maybe we should start liking him now. He didn't like it. There's no way. After what we know about the product and what is being said and what Vince McMahon decides to do, there's no fucking way that he approved anything they said this week. No way. You can't sit there and tell me that he fucking approved that. Get the fuck out of town. Getting a little carried away there. Anyways, into the article. On commentary during Cena, Reigns versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, Michael Cole made a point to say John Cena with strong words about Roman Reigns' claims of retiring The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Furthermore, while it is speculated on Jerry Lawler's podcast that Taker was in town to be scanned for a new video game, that is not the case. Dave Meltzer reported that Taker was indeed in New York, but it had nothing to do with this new video game that is not being made by 2K. In fact, the video game scans would need an elaborate setup, and it did not have one in New York. Interesting. This week, PW Insider reported that Undertaker was seen working out in the ring before SummerSlam. Ooh, interesting. That would seem to be an indication that he is not done. The in-ring workout took place with no cameras around, and it was hours before the show, which explains why people at SummerSlam did not see him backstage later in the evening. Taker's wife, Michelle McCool, stuck around to say hi to friends during the show. The biggest hit might be in some of the No Mercy commercials that have been airing. There is one commercial that aired, which I haven't seen yet. I want to go back and see it just for sure. There's one commercial that aired that this week has some fans noticed that The Undertaker's gong sound played at the very end of it. So I'm not going to confirm anything. I'm going to see it first. So does this mean The Undertaker is returning at No Mercy? Never say never, and I would not be surprised if he gets involved in the Cena-Reigns match to start the build towards Cena's Taker versus Cena match at Survivor Series or WrestleMania. Now, if this was Taker versus Cena for WrestleMania, I don't know why they would start it now. Like, what, it's September? You got October, November, December, January, February, March, April. You get 7 months build. Well, at this point in their career, I don't think you can do a 7-month build with Cena and Taker. That's one of those feuds, or if they're at their end of their careers, you start at Royal Rumble maybe, and then you work from there. Or maybe you even start at Survivor Series and you kind of leave it off for a bit and pick it back up at WrestleMania. Right now, it seems way too goddamn early for that. I really don't think that's going to happen. And I do not think that I don't think that Undertaker is going to interfere in Roman Reigns and Cena's match in No Mercy. I think maybe it was just a small Easter egg maybe we were made to listen to, and it's not, nothing's going to come from it. So we'll see what happens. I'll have to go watch it. Both Cena and Undertaker have wanted to wrestle each other, and it was always being strongly hinted that the last December at WrestleMania match, but plans changed. Cena is scheduled for Survivor Series. Cena is scheduled for Survivor Series, on November 19th in Houston. So Cena is scheduled to be there. I don't think a Cena versus Taker match should even happen at Survivor Series because why have a one-on-one match like that at Survivor Series? Isn't Survivor Series supposed to be the show where you do like Raw versus, I mean, it should be Raw versus SmackDown. That's what Survivor Series should surround around. It should be building a team of the top guys on Raw versus the top guys on SmackDown and them going together in a Survivor Series match. That should be the entire card. Don't give me these little singles matches here and there on the same brand on a dual-branded pay-per-view that surrounds... you know what Survivor Series is about, and it surrounds brand warfare. That's what they should be doing. I thought that's what the whole point and why we brought the brand split back was to have brand warfare and strong competition between the two. That's what Vince McMahon said. You don't have Taker versus Cena at Survivor Series. No. But looking at all the matches that we've been getting off, like Trigger, Rapid Fire, I wouldn't doubt if it would even happen. If it happened, I wouldn't be surprised. So... we'll see what happens. I think Taker and Cena should face each other at WrestleMania next year. That would be awesome to see live since we're going to be there. That's like one of my dream matches, and to see it live would just complete everything. It would like cross off my entire bucket list. So we'll see what happens. I doubt he's going to be at No Mercy, guys. Don't get your hopes up. So, stay calm with that. But that's all the news I got for you guys. So I wish I had a little bit more. Probably more got released today. I didn't really look at it today. I probably could have, but I just would have made the show a little bit too long as I wanted it. But other than that, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the Sunday Night Heat, the WWE News and Rumors Show right here on No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. The show where myself, Kyle Masters, and sometimes my co-host Corporate Cappy talk about the WWE News and Rumors that happened all week this week. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at No Holds Barred at WP, and you can follow myself at Real Kyle Masters, and you can follow my co-host at Corporate Cappy on Twitter as well. You can also listen to the podcast on Spreaker, iTunes, and Stitcher, so go subscribe and give us a 5-star rating, or you can watch the video version of this podcast on YouTube, youtube.com/NHBWR. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon for all upload updates. That's going to wrap it up, guys, for episode 22 of the Sunday Night Heat. I'm your self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters. I'll see you next time.